Good evening. Welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the Think Show. Please think about it. That proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find their way to America in the trunk of a ship. Now, if this program doesn't show you, you got to think about it. You don't know, huh? Nobody told me. If this program right here, what I'm about to share with you tonight, doesn't show this to you, I don't know what will. And maybe you are what you say you are. Maybe you are a Hebrew Israelite. Maybe you are African. Maybe you are more. I say, and I'm sure you're with me, that the first thing you should do is go over to where your people, where you say you from, and go assist your people, because you're not assisting the indigenous people of America at all. Every time you open your mouth, you're confusing people. And if this doesn't show you, because we're going to ask some questions, and can we have some answers? Because we're trying to whatever this cesspool that has been created, and is being created, and more of us are like we getting into it. We ain't having that. It's a horrible culture. And this is just my own personal belief. I think more indigenous people who support that and follow in it is speeding up our doom. Because you're trying to be like the people who conquered out your people. And what I'm about to share with you in this, remember, this is media in the 16 and 1700s. So like media, what's social media? This is social media 400 years ago. Now, you can pretend I didn't know. Nobody told me. We've been telling you for years. Stop lying. This is social media 500 years ago. I'm going to show you that all these names you try to be and want to be, and you want to do that, you can be who you want to be, you're making an ass of yourself. Because what you about to see now, somebody who say that Americans ain't Africans, what you're about to see now, call me and prove your point. Check this shit out, y'all. So, in the group, so people be listening. Most people hate what I have to say. Some people be like, damn, dude, you are telling the truth. One thing we know, African Americans hate truth. Why do they hate truth? Why do Black people hate truth? Because wasn't it something your mama used to say, your grandmama used to say, your great grandma used to say? You a lie and the truth ain't in you. Somebody said that, your aunt, somebody. That's an old Indian saying. That's an old Indian saying. You a lie and the truth ain't in you. These images are going to give you the proof. Remember, it's social media 500 years ago. You about to catch up. And by the way, I put where I'm getting this information, I put it at the top of the chat so you can get it. It's called Allegory. You can get it. This is just one volume. What I'm about to share tonight. It's just one volume. It's 3 volumes. In the archives.org, I'll go ahead and put it up right now. In the archives.org, you can go get it and follow us tonight if you want, or you can just get it, at your leisure, and check it out. This is Allegory of the Continents. And a cat, Waltho, shared this with me yesterday, and he's a Native American. See, this is what I'm saying. We got to stop getting confused with terms. I'm a Native American. I want you to point out the Native American in what you're about to see right now. Now, The book is called Allegory of the Continents. And what allegory is just telling a story about how the writers or the person on that side sees it. So check this out, y'all. So this book was put together by some brothers in Canada, because in Canada they get different information than we do down here in America. People in Brazil get different information. They live under a different law. I think it's the Dutch that's in Brazil, or whoever who's in Spanish, who are the Spanish countries. Who do the Spanish countries rule? Mexico. The indigenous people of Mexico, they're not Native Americans. They're whatever their people are down there. And remember, these people didn't have lines and borders and all that stuff to confuse them. So when you talk about certain places, remember, some of these places didn't exist until recently, and you reading the part where it's recently. So check this out. These brothers and sisters up in Canada put this together, and they're brothers and sisters in Canada because remember, Canada and United States, they're one landmass. Somebody just came and drew a line in it. The French, whatever war they had, you know how they do that. And it leaves us confused. It leaves us confused. So hats off to these North American Aboriginal Society. If you can get some of their work, check it out. They do good work. Normally in the books are old. If you ever hear the Accomack Princess say, you know, she reads a lot of old books. When you go back in old books, you see images like this when you first open the book. This is indigenous people. I mean, and the art is so cold. They capture the people's faces, their body languages and stuff. And this is what you're about to see now. It's going to blow you away. So, you know, in this, and what this should remind us of, we have to start putting out our own literature, guys. We can't take it from other people because they're there to confuse you. They don't know. They're not you. So, of course, they're going to be confused. We have to start educating our own children. I mean, why is it taking so long? How come we're not doing it? We're not educating our own people? No. We do what other people tell us to do. So, let's get into this. So, these paintings and stuff, in these churches, they're called frescoes, they're called allegories. And they're called allegories because they're trying to tell a story, trying to convey a message. Remember, I said it's social media 400 or 500 years ago. And, you know, like I said, you can get the book. I got the book posted at the top of the page so you can get it and follow along, or however you want to get out. So let's go ahead and get into this because this is 3 volumes and I don't want to be all night. I just want to share something with you. So hopefully if you can't use it, give it to your children. They'll know what to do with it. Okay, so an allegory is a story that they're telling. So this is the table of content, you know. Okay, so let's get into this. Over in Germany, probably all over in Europe. I haven't visited Europe that extensively yet, but evidently over in Germany, they have 1 million churches. They probably got 100 times more churches there than we have here. And I could see that because that's their home. That's where they had to capture those people first. They have to capture those people's minds first. So there are churches everywhere. And inside these churches, they have drawings and paintings of people on the planet. back in that day in the 16 and 1700s. Now, this is the time when the Negro was taking a cruise from Africa over here. This is around these paintings are around that time. So as we go along, I want to ask some questions. And come on, we've been taught certain things. We didn't question. We just take it like a dog takes a bone, run with it, and we won't let it go. And then we'll fight to the death that the information you have in your teeth is correct. You're about to see it ain't. So this is one of the churches. So in these churches, on the ceilings, they have paintings and drawings and everything. And on these drawings, remember back in that time, they were calling it the four corners of the earth: Asia, Africa, America, and Europe. Asia, Africa, America, and Europe. And let's not, get chinky, y'all. America goes from Alaska all the way down to Chile. It's just South America. It's like this is North America. You guys, it's so big, you gotta, where in America? Go North America. Isn't that what you do when you're trying to find certain things out? Oh, I'm from New York. Well, what part of New York? The city. Oh, okay, yeah. I've been there, whatever. So in these paintings, they have images. They have images of the people where these people were from. This is a 1600. This is a 1690 painting, y'all. Who was that brother right there? 1690. And another reason why I posted the book in the chat, it tells you stuff you won't even believe, but you can believe it because the lies have been coming so hard and heavy. We just swallow everything that's told to us. Who was that brother sitting next to that mountain lion right there? Who was that? Who does that look like? It looks like you. It looks like somebody we've all seen before, haven't it? We've all had people in our family look just like that brother right there. Remember, this is 1600s. This is social media. You go to church, you see all these people worshiping Christ. So the purpose of these paintings were to let the people know where they live, that these people over in these different parts of the world, they're coming to Christ too. Right? The African, they always show the African with an elephant. The Asian, they always show him with a camel. Why? Because it lets you know what part of the world they're from. There aren't any elephants walking around in America. Now, of course, there's going to be some Afrocentric, some hotel. It used to be elephants over here. You know how we do. Elephants roam the plains of Africa. That's why the elephants there. And you'll see as we go on, some of the people are wearing elephant helmets. These cats back there were drawing what the world was like back then. Social media back then. And then, of course, they're showing the European with a horse. So, the little writing on the sides just lets you know a little bit about each image. Okay, let's go on. So here's another church. These are churches. I mean, listen, the cat sent me this. Like I said, I'm just sharing one volume tonight. This is 3 volumes. It's 900 pages of this stuff. It's like, and this is not just one or two. This is all of them. Greetings, Cherokee Empress. How you doing tonight? Glad you can join us. Okay, so this is another church. Check this out, y'all. Oops. Ah, I hope you guys can see that right here, where my arrow is. Who is that? Who is that? And remember, this is 1600s too, moving into the 1700s. And remember what we say about these definitions and words and all the stuff. DeMarc said the information is out there. It's just in the books, which we hate to read, which we hate to read books for some reason. Is he lying? Is he lying? Who is that sister right there up under the umbrella giving her life to the Lord? See, this is the kind of stuff that people who came and invaded you, this is the kind of stuff they bought over to get you into their program. It's media. Same thing today. Nothing really changed. But who does that woman look like? Is she copper colored? Now, see, here's an African right across from her. Even he not black. And like Damaris said, we can't seem to change our mind. We just stuck with it. Nobody's black. You've never seen a person that's black, yet you call yourself that. You call your mama that. You call your kids that. You call your grandkids that, which is a derogatory term from what I hear from my uncles and stuff. They say you get your ass kicked calling somebody black. You just love it. You write black across your forehead. The African American black Negro do. That's what they do. Remember, once they're taught something, they won't let go. That's why they're taught it. And like DeMarc says, they don't pick up a book and read. They don't think. They don't have constructive conversations with each other. So who is the woman, right? Who is that woman? Who she look like? Here's another church. Like I'm saying, could you imagine? I mean, I know many of you guys are Christians. I'm sorry, I'm not talking about you guys, but I'm talking about the non-Christians. Can you imagine what it's like over there with all these churches everywhere? But one of the things they did, they kept the history. They painted what they saw back in the world then. Here's another image. The brother to the far left, who was that? Does that look like a Native American? While they pimp you out of your shit. Tee. Does that look like a Native American? And you see what happens to us when we fucking dumb? Anybody can tell us anything. And we swallow it. So this is what I'm saying. This is what they thought about the world back then. It was the 4 corners of the earth: America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. This look like a brother you see playing basketball. Remember, this is 1600s, 1700s, early 1700s. Another church. Here you go again. Who was that? They always going to show you with the arrows. Why do they have arrows? Which would be what? Likened to a gun today? Why they have arrows? They didn't have Publix or Kroger's or none of that. They had to get their food themselves. And they were still clean. Clean. Is that a Native? Does that look like a Native American? Is that a Native American? You see how we always get caught up and twisted and tricked, and I don't know, because you always eating out of somebody else's mouth. What do you say? And the Negro never says nothing but what somebody else says. That's his job. That's what an African American is. So back in these times, there were no African Americans. There weren't any. So what I'm saying is the sister on your right, that's one of y'all's great great grandmama. But you won't go look for them. You do it. This is America. Where's the African American and where's the Native American? And they showing you Europe and Africa on the other side. And they showing you Africa, the elephant. You can always tell they're going to have an elephant in there. Why this woman is Caucasian, you have to figure that out. I don't know. I've heard some of the stories. I'm sure some of you guys have too. Here's another one of the churches. These churches are like, I mean, they're huge. I guess they're monasteries. People stay there. They live there. And so, these are the paintings that go on what they were trying to get across to their people, what they were trying to TikTok to their people. America. Who does the America, Africa look like two different people? The one from America say they come from Africa 200 years later. This was before all that slave stuff was going on. So when you look at these images, look at the faces, look at the features, look at the looks they have. The looks in there, I know these are images, but these are images that some people captured. This is before a camera. I mean, the only thing me and this brother in America have in common are the abs. I got abs like that. I'm just kidding. Reicherberg Stift. Somebody's been there. And again, all these images, check out the images. They're all glorifying the Lord. See the elephant right there? Where the Indian at? And see that's what these people are supposed to do. When they come in here, they're supposed to look at this and, put themselves in with the world, letting them know what the world looks like, letting the people in that German town what's going on in the world. I really can't pick out the Indian or the American in here. I think it's this one right here. This one right here, but I'm not sure. But does that look like? Who does that look like? We're gonna get to some images where the close up on the face is gonna be. Here's an American right here. Here's an African right here. And see, this is what gets me about the African. They not black. They live near the equator, y'all. I mean, goddamn. The people in the Caribbean live near the equator. You got people in Asia that live near the equator. The sun is hitting their ass. We here in North America, we just a little further north. We don't get the sun like they get it there. We can't even figure that out. Who does this sister look like right here? She looked like somebody you know. And we can't pick it up because our minds are thinking somewhere else. Here's some more. Here's some more churches. Who's this cat up here with the parrot, the feathers, the bow and arrow, feathers down here? 1700s, early 1700s. I mean, this is what these paintings and these statues, these things were made in the 1700s. They drew these in the 1700s. Let you know the Africans, the Europeans, Asians. This is right here is in a monastery. This is a monastery. Where you at? Right there. Like I say, this early 1700s. Hmm? Do they look like slaves? Do they look all beat down? Do they look like they don't know what they doing? I mean, they over there worshiping their God, so they have to be a little confused. What I say, the elephant is always right there by the African. See the African woman? This is what they're showing their people that live in that part of Germany. This is what's going on in the world. The picture to the left, that's America. But doesn't it look like it could be in the Caribbean somewhere? Look at the trees. So you got to look at the trees. You have to look at the environment. Put the people with the environment. Is that a lion right there? Is that where lions once were? Hmm? This is America right here. To the left, early 1700s. Other places, Europe and Asia. This is another for the castle court of honor. Check out what they say, what they believe, what they drew. From left to right, Europe, America. Here's America right here at the bottom. Europe, America, Africa, Asia. This is during the Renaissance period, guys. What they call the Renaissance period. My Hingin Assumption of the Virgin Mary. That's the name of that church, Assumption of the Virgin Mary. What do they have in here? The sister up there down to the right, that's America. Don't that look like somebody you know with a Jerry curl? 1700s, y'all. Here's Africa. Again, they always had the Africans with the elephants. Always had the Africans with the elephants. Asia and Europe. Furstenfeld, Assumption. Check out the artwork. This is America right here. This is Africa right here. What's one of the things that they always have around Americas? alligators, crocodiles. You'll see some. You'll see people riding them in some images. Where who does she look like? I mean, you've seen that face before, haven't you? Of course, somebody will know. I ain't seen. I don't know what you're talking about. You've seen that face before. This again, early 1700s, y'all. And of course, Europe and Asia. This is the Munich Nymphenburg Palace. Let's see what they got in here. Okay, so who was this? Where you at right here? Look like a sister holding an umbrella, trying to keep the sun off the brother. Bet you couldn't get that done today. Brothers or sister do that today? Hold the umbrella to keep the sun off of you? Of course they will. What church is this? This is Donauworth Holy Cross. See, these are places I would never go into. Who is this? This is America and Europe. This is Europe right here. This is America right here. Right here. Huh? Look familiar? These are the brothers and sisters that strung out on your street today. Why? Because we the one who put them in that position. What's another thing you notice? Lion. Lion. Think of lion in America. If you talk to the Accomax, if you go up there to the Accomax, they found dinosaurs up where they are. That's how far back those people go up there. And you're taking a story that don't even make no sense and wrapping your lives around that, you'll lose. Is that a Native American? That this brother right here, is that a Native American? For those who call yourselves Native American, for those who that's who you claim to be. See, I know a lot of you guys get mad, but so what? This is the Asian and the African. See the African right here. See the elephant right here? See, they're always going to have the elephant. Pay attention to the environment. And one of the things that we're stuck on is color. See, that's all we know is black. Black is nothing. You see how we're trained? Black. That's all we know. That's all we teach our children. I think it's just because it's an easy word to say, because we don't want to use too much brain power. That's what it seems like to me. This is Solsheim, Saint Agitus, Saint Agitus. This is a church in Germany. All these places are in Germany. Europe and America to the left, right here. Who is it? Who is that? Come on. You've seen somebody like that before. You've seen somebody like that. Remember, guys, this is in the 1700s. This was when they was rounding y'all up to Africa to bring you over there to be with those people. You see how we confuse our kids? You see how we put ourselves in reverse with our children? Really? And how are all these people over here running your land and you a Hebrew Israelite? Explain. You can't and you won't. Those are the Americans. And remember, America, break it down. Just like I say, everything you do, you want to break it down to the commonest denominator, the thing that makes the most sense. Not what somebody else say, because somebody else will tell you a 500 pound pig drives a sleigh and put presents down the whole world's chimney at night. And many believe that. Many believe that. So they're showing you the other people around the table. This is Soulshine Saying Church. Who are these people? You really, I mean, this image to the left, this person right here, that's America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. America and Africa, they don't look nothing alike. They don't look nothing alike. They come from different parts of the world. They're here to serve two different purposes. Guess what you say? Guess what you teach your children? Nothing about who they are. You teach your children that they're them, don't you? This is Gankofen, another church in Germany. Now, so this is the one. This is one of the ones that I said. Look at that. Look at that person's body movement. The way their body is. The way their body's sitting up against that. Have you not seen a brother or sister stand like that before? It's early 1700s, y'all. This is social media 400 years ago. And we don't have, no, because what some people would do, normally what the Negro would do, he'll say, hey, what you got against Africa? I don't have anything against Africa, because if Africa wasn't here, the world wouldn't be what it is. Why would I? That's you not being able to back up what you say. So then you try to get out of it by lying and bullshitting. That's normally the African Americans' way of doing things. Africa's on this planet for a reason. I suggest you ask them what that's for and find out. But before you do that, find out what the reason you're here for. Europe and Asia. So this church is called Firth in the Forest, Assumption. Again, who are we seeing? So you see this African on this picture. This is what I say. They are always with the elephant. You see she has that elephant helmet on. See the trunk coming out of the helmet? See the head of the elephant right there? That's how you know who they are. And here you go all the way across the picture. Right there. Looks just like, looks like your little sister, your aunt. Look just like them. So I say you got to find out who you are. Go through your family. Do a genealogy on yourself. Who you are. Where you from? Where your people from? What do they do? You got to know that. Instead of trying to run and take somebody else's, find yours. You might find something that you like. That's the image again. Another church. Where we at on here? Can you find us on here? Where you at on here? Is this you down here? Right here in the front? See how they kneeling down to Christ and Mary and the Virgin Mary and all that? That's letting the world know that you're with them. That's letting the world that you know that you're with them. So those people that's coming over here, those immigrants coming over here, they know who you are. You don't. Everybody knows who you are. These are in the churches in Germany. How many of these people over there go to that's German, that's been to church in Germany? And this is just Germany. What about France? What about England? What about Portugal? What about Spain? But you say you're a hotel. This is called Bamberg. See, these churches look like castles, you know? So this is a different one. This is look like the Grim Reaper coming to these people. And this is America right here. You can tell. Remember, America, Caribbean. These are palm trees. So you got to look at the environment of what's going on. I know people who just look at the feathers and that's all they'll get out of that. Because that's how we're trained. This looks like the Caribbean, right? Isn't that part of America? That's the Caribbean. It looked like she on the beach somewhere, kicking it on the ground. Grim Reaper's coming at her though. Grim Reaper's coming to everybody. So I don't know what this, what this relief means, but it means something. This is in Bamberg, Germany. So you see all these people bowing down to Christ. Here's America right here. You see, so that's how they first got you. That's how they first got you. And that's why you believe. They got what? They got the Africans bowing down. There you go, right there. Where's the Native Americans? Where's the African Americans? I mean, what? We've looked at about 10 of these, 10, 12 of these. Where they at? That's a close up. Ain't that you on your knees, bowing, scraping? Ain't that the African? That's what you do. So here's another one. Glognitz Monastery. Where you at? That's you right there. That's the American right there. That's the American right there. The African's over here with the elephant. Is that you right there on that side too? That's Africa with the elephant. Europe with the horse. Asia with the camel. America with the, what does that look like? What's that? A lion? A female lion? That's what it looks like. So when you look at these images, so you're supposed to look at these angels too. What is all this saying? What is the symbol on this staff right here? When you're looking at these images, remember, this is social media 400 years ago, y'all. This is social media 300 years ago. This is called Ingolstadt Kellogg College. Ingolstadt College. What do they say? What do they have to say? Where the people at? Asia? Is that them right there? So I just go by the look shape of the head, how the eyes look, and these are the images you see every day. So that's the end of volume one. Like I said, um, I put that in the. I'll go ahead and put it again so you can get it. Michael Hampton says, observe and learn, says parents and grandparents aren't a source of truth. Let you know what he thinks about his family. That's where we are, Cat. Dude, that's where we are. If you heard some of the things, you hear some of these shines say about their mom and daddy, it'll blow you away. Uh, I heard a cat one time said his mother's life doesn't mean shit. And this is a brother everybody listens to, everybody loves. You'll notice African America, they only like bullshit, dumb shit. To get that book, it's in archive.org. Here is the link is right here in the window. Archive.org. You can look at that. You can get more information. Remember, it's 3 volumes. There are 2 more volumes. Better, and it gets better because as the years go on, so I think I ended like at the mid 1700s. It goes up to like the 1800s. I mean, the art is beautiful, and the art gets better. The art gets way better. So, you know, the point I'm trying to make is this: the Americans, the Americans, are you. Now, I know you've been told you everything else, and you go. I think if that's what you think, you go ahead and do that. I think you should go back to those places, like we said in the beginning. You a Hotep, go over to Egypt and explain that those stones, most of them are fake. If you a Hotep, explain to us how Egypt was once lush, full of animals, full of livestock, greenery. The plants were so smart they used to talk to the people. Ask the Hotep, how did it become a desert? Ask him. He a Hotep. He got to know about his home. You will soon see that they don't know nothing. They won't know. Why? Because the Hotep only knows what somebody told them. Same with the African American. When you ask the African American, well, how come you don't have your own calendar? How come you don't have a way to manage time? I don't know. That's what the African American will say. So The reason I shared this with you guys tonight, and I'm glad the brother Waltho shared that with me, is look, you're here for something. I don't know what that is. Trying to figure out what I'm here for. You're here for every single one of us. You just didn't come here to just take a shit every day. You're here for a purpose. No, it ain't to have your kids. You supposed to be showing your kids how to do it. All of us. CNUICU said tens of millions were killed to make people believe that fake Jeeva story. Absolutely right. And see what happens as the world gets shittier and shittier. What the so-called African American, Black, Negro, they're going to come to the realization that you have spent your whole life helping make this happen. And there's an old saying, what goes around comes around. And the shit that you've done, you got to pay for it. That's the whole balance. That's the whole balance. That's the whole justice thing. You just can't do what you want and not think you got to pay for it. And your kids are paying for it, means you're paying for it. All they are is an extension of you. We try to pretend like we're not part of each other. We're not a part of the earth. That's why you're disconnected from it. Lisa Cypher said, if your grandparents swear they from Africa, can you trust their wisdom or are they brainwashed? Well, I know all of my uncles, aunts, mama included. You remember when you used to say, people in the family say about your grandmother, grandfather, great grandmother, grandfather, that they only had a third grade education, they only had a sixth grade education, and they were way more intelligent than we were because they normally had to help their family build the family wealth. That's what they did. Ask them where they're from in Africa. No, Mr. Moses, because all they're going to say is, I don't know. That's all they say. They don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. Seriously. They don't know nothing. So, and it's getting worse. You know, a lot of people say that people are waking up, but I think we're looking at it the wrong way. See, we're looking at it like we're only 13% of the population. And I always pose the question, and I never get an answer. Where do you go in the world where the indigenous people are the minority? A rational thinking person says nowhere. But here, we believe, because somebody told us, that we're, what, 12% of the population? Can you imagine how much loot they pulling in? Because we don't know nothing. See, Moses, Lisa Cypher said they have the Moses surname on the Eastern Shore. Oh, he got a little picture up here, Lisa. Yeah, he looked like he one of them Acamax. So, like the brother said, ask your people where they from in Africa. I got a better idea. And this will work. Ask the Africans who are coming over here now, were any of their people stolen from Africa? Watch what they tell you. So you see all these cats that's talking that African stuff, that Hotep stuff, all they are liars. That's all they are, or lie. And they know it. They know that you're dumb and they can tell you anything and you will believe it. Right? Von, we who? We on the eastern shore. Huntsville, Alabama's in the house, y'all. Huntsville. Welcome, George. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. So, Allegory of the Continent is the name of the that book, that certain book. And this really try to start reading, y'all. Start reading. Read what other people say from other places. Read what other people say about when they landed in America. Read that stuff. Read and see how the people did. So Von, this is all you have to do, brother. All you have to do is go back a couple of chats, a couple of boxes. See, Moses said, ask them where they're from in Africa. We did that. Lisa Cypress says, we have Moses surname on the Eastern Shore. We who? The people on the Eastern Shore. Said it in the same sentence. On the Eastern Shore. We on the Eastern Shore. You come in and say, we who? You see how we don't get it? And then you go, we on the Eastern Shore don't know. No, dude. They're not saying that. And this is how we get mixed up. Nobody's saying nothing like that. CNU, ICU say, I admit I was brainwashed. And happy I woke up to the truth. Check this out, Von. Don't talk no more, dude. You're messing it up. And I'm starting to think you're doing it on purpose. I admit I was brainwashed and I'm happy I woke up to the truth. Doesn't that make all the difference in the world? It ain't you did nothing wrong. You just damn, you grew. You grew an extra leaf. You grew an extra fruit. You grew something. You're not, or you broke out of that cocoon that you was in. You grew out of it. I mean, isn't that how you look at it? You can look at it like that. I was stuck in that cocoon, but hey, do you know when especially sisters, when they say how they got out of Christianity, their stories will bring you to tears. Their stories will bring you to tears. Because they damn, I was this dumb my whole and they'll tell you. People was telling them, what are you doing? It's bullshit. People were telling them, and they would cuss them out, would cut off their families. Wouldn't want to be around their families, would go be with the assholes in the church. That's what some sisters did, brothers too. Then when they woke up out of that shit, you know how they felt? So it's always, and then the brother admits it. Damn. So that admits it means I ain't gonna never do that shit again. Tell the truth and keep going the way the truth is pointing you. Damn. We won't even do that. We won't even admit the mistake. Say, damn, I made an ass of myself. I'm sorry. I'm leaving that shit alone. We won't even do that. But call yourself the black man. The black man was the first one on the planet. You know that dumb shit Negroes be saying. We can't even tell the truth. We can't even be right. We can't even work on ourselves. Nah, Mr. Hampton, they don't do that. They don't do that. They don't do that. They don't. And it's confusion. Confusion. The whole thing is that you got to, long as you keep indigenous people confused, the people who are keeping them confused can do anything they want. And that's what a lot of people's job is. Don't take my word for it. What do you say? I say that all the time. Shit, I don't know your family. I don't know what your family say. The dude gonna tell me that his grandmother was an idiot. She didn't know anything. But she had 10 children and sent them all to college. But she was dumb. You see, those are African Americans, dude. This is what they'll pick up they won't even mention their grandmama. They'll hop right over to Africa, Israel, Hotep land, wherever. So you got a lot of these cats out here now. You got a lot of people coming from other places claiming to be you. In that whole the book I showed you, did you see Native Americans? Huh? You see how those people get over on us? Guess who helps them? You. Because you will call yourself them, won't you? You called yourself Africa. You called yourself Africa so much that the Africans are here now taking, what's yours. Horace said, school is a professional brainwashing facility. I don't think anybody could say it any better than that. When did you find out? When did you realize that school was a joke? Ooh, Lisa, diamond in the rough lawn care. Oh, I know she getting broke off. Diamond in the rough lawn care. Hello, Lisa Cypress. I'm blessed to even be on the same chat as you. Ah, ain't that pretty? So look, y'all, seriously, African Americans ain't Africans. Stop playing with it. You are a part of this land. All these minerals in this part of America, they're in you. Do you know that? Don't you know you share DNA with everything over here? And why do you think everybody runs over here and get it? Because you don't want it. So this is going to be an end to this program for tonight. Keep on the lookout. I think we're going to do Allegory of the Continents 2 and 3. Allegory of the Continents. I'll put the chat back in the. I'll put the link back in the chat. Check it out. Check out a lot of the old books. Go back to the 16 and 1700s if you can. I just put the link to that book in there. Remember, it's 3 volumes. That was just 1. Check it out. I mean, and when you look at those images, remember, just don't pay attention to the images or what they have on. Pay attention to the animals. Pay attention to the environment, the trees. What is TVA? I, oh, George Richard. George Richard, could you share with us what is TVA? At age 68, I believe the truth. Now age 71. 71. Tennessee Valley Authority, Miss Cypress. So this is what I'm saying, y'all. All these people can come. So this is why I want to share this book with you guys. So if you look at what's going on in the world now, you have BRICS, Russia, Brazil, if it's Israel, South Africa. These countries are coming together, putting a consortium together where they can have one, hey, we want to be a power on this planet. You don't think the indigenous people of America could do that? All the resources and wealth you have in your land, but you don't say it, but you say it's not yours, and other people can come take it from you and spit in your face while you do it, and you down for that? I'll tell you what, your kid's gonna be pissed. Listen, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We're gonna see you later on in the week. You guys have a good evening. Peace.